Peace. What's good, guys? How's it going? Hope you guys are doing well. Let's discuss Impact Wrestling for June the 23rd, 2023. This was an okay episode of Impact. This was the fallout from Slammiversary. And before we get started, I want you guys to please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, comment down below, and subscribe for more videos. I'm sorry for the background noise. I'm out in nature, so I apologize for all the noise and stuff. But, Impact has got to do better. Well, not really Impact, but Axstv has got to do better. And I feel that, Axstv needs to drop Impact so Impact can be picked up by a decent, somewhat known cable network. It maybe probably merge with MLW and NWA. Those are the three small promotion that most people don't really talk about. We actually need a legit third promotion within the US outside of WWE and AEW. I get these guys want to have somewhere to work, but Impact, MLW, and NWA, they're kind of all in the same boat. No one really does reviews on them. No one really talks about them as much. I think the third biggest promotion, even though they don't have a TV deal, that would actually be GCW. That's just kind of what it is. Impact now has become basically just Ring of Honor 2.0, basically. And what I mean by that is they're on a network that doesn't care about them. So that's why Impact is really in the shitter week in, week out. And this is why they suffer. And against all odds next week, that's not going to go over too well. That's Money in the Bank weekend. That's the go-home show for SmackDown. So that's going to outdraw that anyway. Most people are going to watch that the next day, like the next morning, like that Saturday morning or early Saturday afternoon. Stuff like this is not good. It's bad marketing, it's bad publicity, and it doesn't look good. It just doesn't. It looks unprofessional. They could have done against all odds next week. There's no way that they can build something worthwhile in a week. There's just no way. And I think that's the problem. And they're going to be in Atlanta, so no one's going to really go out there. Atlanta is a great wrestling city, but no one's going to go out there for an Impact. No one's going to go out there for an MLW. No one's going to go out there for a NWA. They may go out there for a GCW, but not those three promotions I just named. So I just wanted to kind of get that out the way. Let's go ahead and get into the review. So we kicked the show off with a very long promo from Honor No More. They cut a really long promo. This went on for about 5 minutes. So Eddie Edwards, he cut a promo. He denies the loss on Sunday, and he said he started to blame it on PCO, who was the scapegoat in this for whatever reason. PCO was shocked as fuck when this happened. He's like, damn, what the fuck are y'all doing? I thought they were about to turn on PCO and kick him out, but I'm glad that they didn't. So basically Vincent, he gets on the mic, and he then suggested it was basically Tracy Brooks, the wife of Frankie Kazarian, D'Lo Brown, and Earl Hebner. And then Matt Taven, he says that he didn't kill Ring of Honor. He saved Impact Wrestling from mediocrity. And I would agree with that. And then after that long promo, Out Comes America's Most Wanted, Then Storm cuts a promo. He says that back in his day, they had to earn the respect of not only their peers, but the fans as well. Wildcat Chris Harris says that he and Storm came into TNA together, and if they have to, they'll go out together. And then out comes the Good Brothers, along with America's Most Wanted. They all begin the brawl, and then also out comes the Briscoes. They come out, so it's a massive brawl. This was a long, drawn-out segment. It didn't need to happen. It was way too much going on, and I feel like this is something that we would see in WWE, but we shouldn't see this in Impact. We don't need that. You have 2 hours to formulate and structure a show. This should not have lasted 20 minutes. You could have done all this stuff within about a 10-minute period. You could have had them cut this same promo, but shorten it. That being Honor No More. But you know, it is what it is. I mean, and then with that promo from Honor No More, it got me thinking. Okay, why is Impact not pushing Honor No More? Like, why aren't they the dominant stable? Why aren't they the dominant faction? They're even more over than Violent by Design, as being a heel faction. You know, seriously. This makes no sense. This is why I said that really Honor No More should have won on Sunday. They should have won Sunday. I just don't know why they didn't. But it is what it is. So then we come back from commercial. Giselle Shaw, she breaks off with Alicia. She's done with Alicia. Alicia's like, look, are you scared of Slamovich? Are you scared of Masha Slamovich? And Shaw's like, yeah, I'm terrified of her. I'm scared of her. And she's like, well, Shaw says that she's destined for tag team gold, and she needs to find the right partner. So I'm fine with this. They're not going to really do anything with Alicia anyway. She's just there just to be there because of her being married to Eddie Edwards. I mean, she is attractive. Then we come back from commercial. Scott D'Amore, he's talking to Honor No More, and he's like, look, you guys are going to take on the Briscoes and James Storm in a 10-person tag, and against all odds, along with the Good Brothers. But then he also said tonight it's going to be Eddie Edwards, Matt Taven, and Mike Bennett versus the Briscoes and James Storm in a 6-man tag main event. First match of the night, Chelsea Green with Deonna Purrazzo by her side. So Purrazzo's out there. She's doing a little bit of commentary versus Gail Kim. I mean, my bad. Mia Yim, my bad. So basically, towards the end of the match, this was a really good TV match between the two. That being Green and Yim. They gel pretty well together. So basically, Deonna Purrazzo, she gets involved. She throws Mia Yim off the top rope, and then Mickie James comes out to make the save. Chelsea's about to hit her finish, but it's reversed into the defeat by Mia Yim, and Mia wins for the 1-2-3. I'm kind of fine with this. It is what it is. A lot of people are mad that Purrazzo's not getting pushed, but Purrazzo has done everything in Impact she needs to do. There's nothing more that they can do with Purrazzo. Purrazzo's reached her peak. She's reached her glass ceiling. I think it's time for her to kind of essentially leave Impact and really go somewhere else. Go back to either WWE, like develop a character and go back to WWE, or try to go to AEW. That's what I would do if I was her. But I mean, she's just spinning her wheels in Impact right now. There's nothing that they can do. Same thing with Mickie James. It's like she always does this, where she does a little bit of NWA along with Impact. So I'm fine with this. Like, people are complaining about this shit. It's like, for what? Like, this is Mickie James, I'm fine. I mean, they're not gonna put Mickie James. They're not gonna put Deonna Purrazzo and Chelsea Green together. They're not as a tag team. And this is why I think that the Knockouts Tag Team Championships should have really never been made currently, because they have no division. It's the same thing with the WWE. It's the same thing with their division as well. They're just putting in a bunch of makeshift people. Moving on, we had Pagender along with Shark Boy versus Johnny Swinger and Zicky Dice. I didn't even pay attention to this match. I didn't even care. I was doing something else. So Shark Boy, he hits the stunner or the shummer on Swinger to take him out. And then Pagender, he puts Dice away with the corner spear for the 3. I'm fine with this. If they're going to team up Shark Boy and Pagender, this gives them both something to do. They're going to push Pagender as a singles act more than likely. They'll probably take on the good. They'll probably be the next challengers for the Good Brothers. Who really cares? It doesn't matter. I'm fine with it. Then post-match, Diener and Joe Doring, they destroy both Shark Boy and Pagender. And Diener gets on the mic. He sounds awful. It sounds like he's smoking like 50 packs of cigarettes. Sounds horrible on the mic. They have got to get rid of Diener. He cut an okay little promo. He wanted to talk to Josh Alexander. Alexander, cut the promo back and says, "Look, man, I'm here to take you guys out. You mentioned family. Where's Eric Young? He's nowhere to be found." And so, against all odds, it's going to be Josh Alexander versus Joe Doring for the Impact World Championship. I'm pretty sure Eric Young will probably come up next week and probably attack Alexander, and it'll be a handicap match. So basically, Diener challenged him to a match, that being Josh Alexander. Josh Alexander wins via the ankle lock. He taps out. Diener. And they keep mentioning that Joe Doring has been defeated. Has not been defeated since coming in back 2 years ago. It doesn't really matter. Joe Doring is just there just to be there. Same thing with Diener. I feel that if they're going to make a more serious Bound by Design, they need to really kick out Diener and bring in Samuel Shaw as well as Big Damo, aka Killian Dane. I think that would be tremendous right there. Have Eric Young, Joe Doring, Samuel Shaw, and Killian Dane as a faction. I think that would be great as a part of Bound by Design. It'd be a more serious faction. It'd be a more believable faction. Diener, in my opinion, he doesn't really have it. He just needs to be like Rhino, just, as a backstage producer. He's at his time in the spotlight. Moving on. We then got a good little promo by Frankie Kazarian. He wants to challenge Chris Sabin to a match next week to see who's the future still. He said it's one of the greatest rivalries he's ever had. It spanned all across space and time. Then we had Jordynne Grace. She cut a good little promo saying that she'd like to thank all of her opponents for her win last week. At Slammiversary. And Tasha Steelz is going to get her rematch against all odds. But Jordynne Grace has to beat Savannah Evans first next week. That should be an interesting matchup right there. Then we had Sami Callahan versus Jack Price. Sami wins via the Cactus Driver 97. Post-match, Moose comes out, spears Sami. So the feud's not over with yet. It won't be over with until Against All Odds. And so he spears Sami, and then he does a Uranagi through the table on the outside. Then we have a backstage segment involving the Good Brothers and James Storm. So James Storm and the Briscoes, they're getting ready for their match. And Chris Harris is like, look, man, I want to get in the ring. I'm going to help you. And Storm is like, look, we're not doing this. We talked about it 1,000 times. You're not doing it. We almost lost you. I don't want this to happen to you again. No, you're not going to do it. Make a promise to me. So it was great that Tom Hannafin mentioned on commentary that Chris Harris had to retire due to all the injuries he suffered. So that was good on their part right there. And then Sami Callahan, he tells Gail Kim that he wants to face Moose in a Ravens Clockwork House of Fun in order to settle the score once and for all. Okay, that's interesting, but what was the point of the Monsters Ball? Like, that should have ended the feud right there. Like, this is stuff that I don't understand. Like, if you're going to do a Monsters Ball or a Last Man Standing match or whatever, any type of specialty match like that, the feud then should end. The feud has to end. Whenever you do a match like that, this means that the feud is over with. It always should be like that, because what else can you do? If that was the case, they should have just done this at Slammiversary. I would have been fine with it. Or just had just a basic one-on-one match at Slammiversary and then do this at Against All Odds. Instead of just giving us the Monsters Ball match. Like, what? Like, no one cares that Moose took out Sami like 10 months ago. No one gives a shit about that, you know? Then it was announced next week that Chris Bay, Steve Macklin, Laredo Kid, Trey Miguel, they're going to square off to see who is going to be the number one contender to take on Mike Bailey. And so also was announced next week that Ace Austin's going to take on Alex Zane, and then Giselle, she's going to go one-on-one against Rosemary next week. And we're going to be getting the Frankie Kazarian and Chris Sabin match for the main event next week. I'm not too hyped for that at all. Like, that's kind of boring. Like, why? The main event, Honor No More versus the Briscoes and James Storm. This is a really fun little TV main event. Honor No More, they secure the win with the Bro Time pack, taking out, I believe, who ate the pin here? Mark Briscoe. And then post-match, they utterly destroy Mark Briscoe. They break his ankle a few times. So Vincent grabs a chair, whacks his ankle about 3 times. So it sucks that Mark Briscoe's out. So he's just like Heath and Rhino. So they add more to their list. But, you know, it is what it is, man. I like Honor No More. I feel like the stable needs to continue. The faction needs to continue. I'm hearing stuff now that they've only signed PCO up until October of this year. So that's fine. Hopefully he can sign a extension. But Impact this week was okay. It could have been better. So on that note, thank you guys for watching. Please hit the like button, comment down below, and subscribe for more videos. But I do think that to make Impact a lot better, they're going to have to up their production value. They are. I would agree with that. And they're going to have to get a more defined and better roster. And the only way they can do that is they're going to have to be dropped by Anthem and allow someone to pick them up on cable television, like a decent channel that's going to promote them, so they can bring in more money and revenue, so they can bring more people in, because a lot of people are leaving now. Now I'm hearing that Lady Frost wants out. She wants out of Impact. She has nothing against the company, but she just wants out. So yeah, and they didn't even use her right. But then again, she's injury prone, I've heard. So she's injury prone. So, it is what it is. It sucks, but she wants out. A lot of people have left Impact as of late. Impact could have been something if they would have secured Braun Strowman last year, if they would have secured Buddy Murphy. They should have gotten guys like that to build something different, to build something fresh and vibrant. Josh Alexander has no opponents. They could have gotten Morrissey. They could have gotten Jonah. They should have secured. If they could have secured Jonah, W. Morrissey, Strowman, and Buddy Murphy, those four right there, along with Josh Alexander, that would have been a really decent main event scene right there. It really would have been. I think that's what Buddy Murphy should have been at anyway, was Impact. Right now he's, in the Hasselbeck and AEW, but it is what it is. And he's out right now with an injury. But Impact, man, is not in good shape right now. It's not in good shape, and I look at this as a Ring of Honor Sinclair situation all over again. I really do. So I'll catch you guys later. Peace.
To the end.